Girl, you won't believe
What just happened?
What?
I passed the bar.
I knew you would do it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Do what I
welcome
can.
aboard. Welcome
Thank
aboard.
you.
That is great news for me. I always knew that you would do it, but I imagine somewhere along the way you had some doubts, didn't you?
I did. Definitely one of my biggest challenges in life.
Yeah.
So overcoming that was exciting, to say the least.
You know, it's funny in the family dynamic because I've been a lawyer for so long and you grow up in that environment and people are on the outside looking in. I'm sure there are some people who thought, oh, your dad's a lawyer.
Right.
It's going to be fine. You're going to be good. And it wasn't quite that way, was it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I think when people know that you have a parent in the legal field,
Yeah.
it's like a shoe-in type of thing. And
Yeah.
they forget that, you still have to put in the work to get to where I'm at now. So
That's right.
definitely a challenge, but
Here you
I have
are.
people who believe in me, so I made it happen.
No doubt. But, it's good always to have a support system. That's important. But I think the message I want to send out to everybody is what you just said. Like, this is not, I didn't get my license, get sworn in, and they say, oh, now your kids can do it too. Right. And, you have siblings and you're the first of them all to do this. And so I'm really proud to sit in my seat because I know what it takes to do what you did. And I just want the public to know, geez, you really got to put in that time. When folks are going out and partying or doing whatever young people do, you got to sit in there and read those cases and get prepared. So looking back on it now, like, I know for me, when I was in it, it took forever. When I look back on it, it's like, man, that time really, really flew. Was that a similar experience you have, or was it something different?
No, I think it was similar. I think the days were long, but the weeks were fast, if that makes any sense. Like, looking back, I'm just like, 3 years already?
Yeah.
But in it, especially during finals time and things like that, it was like every day lasted 48 hours each day.
Yeah.
So
the challenge of law school is something we all experience. I was older when I did it. There's also this challenge of transitioning from, young person to an adult, and all that's kind of happening simultaneously. Did you find that was something that was easy to deal with or difficult to deal with, or did you even notice it at all?
No, I think it was challenging to deal with, and I think I'm still in it. I'm so fresh to this career and the legal field, and I feel like after taking the bar, it was kind of just like, okay, well, now what? Because you're still waiting for your results, but adulthood still begins. You have to start working. So I think I was learning to balance the patience of waiting for the exam while also having the confidence to know that my career was beginning. So even being in it now, I'm still adjusting, but I feel more confident than I did when I graduated.
That makes sense. And now you're a full-blown lawyer.
Right.
And so you're on the phone with clients and you're working through cases. And have you found that when you came in, you knew a little bit more than you thought you knew? Or was it something where you were like, geez, I still got a whole lot to learn. I don't really know, where my place is going to be in this practice?
I think in some areas I was comfortable because I've grown up with this, and interning with the firm as a teenager exposed me to the basics, but not to the extent that I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really know until you actually have to step in and do all the steps of talking to clients and with the adjusters and all of that. So I think now I come in and some days I'm like, oh, I got this, it'll be great. And then sometimes I'm like, well, we'll just see how this goes. It's all learning. So.
And then there's moving pieces, right? Because you've got all the expectations that are set for you, like in your role, and then you have clients that sometimes have their own set of expectations. One of the things I remember, you were in middle school and we were shopping, doing something, and I happened to take a call from a client who was angry. And she was on the Bluetooth and you were in the back seat so you can hear, and this client was just going in. And I remember at the end of the call, the client was happy. I was able to address whatever her concerns were. And I felt like it was an important moment that you could get a glimpse, even as a young person, into what it is that we were dealing with. And I remember you saying, Daddy, I didn't really like how that lady was talking to you at first. Have you had any of those experiences where you really just had to meet a client where their expectations were and pull them over to, what they needed to know in order to effectively help them out?
Absolutely. I think that's actually been one of the most challenging parts since starting working on cases is taking all the legal jargon we use every day and all that we know in this world and transferring that over to someone who understandably has no idea what's going on outside of just saying, I've been hit and I want to be compensated, rightfully so. So I think I've definitely had moments where people are like, well, I don't understand why they can't give more, or I don't understand, what you're even saying.
Right.
And so I think it's a process of being patient and having perspective. I mean, if I only thought like a lawyer all the time, I wouldn't be doing my job.
Absolutely.
So it's about putting myself in their shoes and, working with them till we get to a middle ground.
That's it. I think you continue to do that, and you'll continue to see great things. Tell me kind of internally, right? And we've never had this conversation before. What do you think long term? Like, do you see things that you would like to see happen at the firm, in the future, and you see yourself playing a role in making those things happen?
I mean, obviously I would like to expand. I think we're growing every day, and I think seeing Godsey Law Firm in places other than Dallas and Houston would definitely be a goal, and making sure that we're bringing in good people to expand into other areas like Austin and San Antonio and things like that.
Yeah. You bring up working with good people. Talk about that. Like, what has your experience been, since you've been here with your colleagues and even those people who are in different roles that kind of support what we do here as attorneys?
I know the cliche answer is, it feels like family at work, but it really does. I mean, there's no one that I can walk to who wouldn't help me. There's no one who wouldn't see how I'm doing, see if there's anything I need assistance with. Every attorney I've ever spoken to has been ready and eager to make sure that I don't make mistakes that they made, or that I'm in a position where I'm doing better than they did when they started.
Right.
And so I think to have that kind of support system, especially in the legal field where it can be a little harsh or a little bit difficult at times, it calms your mind when you're about to enter the chaos.
Somebody got my back.
Yeah, I will survive. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And that's kind of appropriate in every walk of life, right? And we talked about support earlier. Looking at the role that you'll play, right? Like, obviously the firm has been around a long time. You've had a front row seat to see a lot of things that have happened. But talk about, your experience being one of the girls in the I Just Got Hit commercial. Obviously you were well known. You constantly remind us that you're the financial breadwinner of the family because of your role in that commercial. So, thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome.
You've done very well.
I've done my part.
But as you move forward, like, what do you think about, our connection to the community? And are there any responsibilities or obligations that you feel internally to kind of carry on what we've done, or even expand upon what we've done moving forward?
Absolutely. I think, and I was talking about this with some friends earlier about being a mentor to younger girls who intend to be in the legal field. But even beyond that, I don't think I understood the impact of the commercial until it's playing on social media and people are tagging me, and I'm just like, how do you know this? Like, it's really been 20 years and I don't think it registers as that for me. And so as far as the community goes, I just want to I think I am held to a higher standard, which I appreciate.
Right.
And I want to be able to be a voice for people who don't feel like they've been heard before.
Absolutely.
And especially including little girls who see it and they see themselves in me. Oh, well, she's doing this commercial. She's now a lawyer. Right. I can do that too.
If she can do it, I can do it.
So that's how I feel about it. And building them up is definitely a priority for me. And I know that being in this position, that expectation is there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, in some cases, if you haven't felt it yet, you'll start to feel that, right? When you go talk at a career day at school, or if you're doing some event with your sorority sisters, somebody's going to pull you to the side and they're going to let you know that not only are they paying attention, but what they're seeing so far is impacting them, motivating them, inspiring them. And so I think that's pretty cool that you feel that sense of that already. I guess I'll wrap up with, in terms of if you had the opportunity to, kind of give some advice to someone who's, let's say, college age or high school age, and they're talking about aspiring to a career in the law, what would you tell them?
First, I would say, believe in yourself. I think even before thinking about law school, I knew I just wanted to be like you when I was little. And then once I got into college, it became, I really like helping people. Right. And I also like the law. So let's just combine them. So, figure out your interests and start the work of preparing for law school, getting in touch with people who are like-minded, find lawyers to be mentors for you, people who can guide you. And then after that, really start putting in the work to get into law school. And once you get through that process, just understand that it is challenging, but there's thousands upon thousands of people who have already done it.
That's right.
And like I said before, if I can do it, you certainly can do it, because there were days
Absolutely.
where I thought it was the end.
No doubt.
But, just reminding yourself that it is difficult, but so is anything worth having.
Right.
So just put in the work and you can do it.
Absolutely. And then I guess I'll touch on this last point. We're obviously in the same house all the time when you were growing up. But I felt like I tried to never pressure you into going into personal injury. Obviously talk to you and your brothers and sisters about, the importance of owning something and wanting to, kind of bring out that entrepreneurial spirit in each of you. But I don't think I put pressure on you to go into personal injury. In fact, I probably encourage you to kind of think of some other things. What was it that you processed through that allowed you to draw the conclusion that, hey, PI is really what I want to do?
You didn't. I think that's very important. I don't know how many people who have parents that are in the same field as them can say that they didn't receive that pressure, but you never ever did. And I actually really appreciate that.
I do what I can.
It's the least. But I think I got to a point where I do take pride in the fact that someone before me has built something extraordinary and that I can be a part of that and contribute to that. So it really was a legacy has been created. I like personal injury. I love torts in law school. I like helping people who have been wronged.
It's the perfect
PI is the
storm.
place. Yeah, like it's just,
yeah.
And I think for a long time I was thinking about transactional work and things like that. And it was just like, am I really interested in that, or am I running from what I really think I can be good at?
Yeah.
So I think part of it was continuing the legacy, and then part of it was really enjoying it and just coming to terms with that fact.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, outstanding. Well, welcome aboard. I would ask you a whole bunch more questions, but you got to go get on some of these cases.
I do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No doubt. Yeah.